Good morning, everyone. I am Shabna Fatma. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about forensic psychology and mental disorders. Mental disorders, which is also known as mental illness, is very common nowadays. Every person is in stress, and so the issues of mental illness is increasing day by day. And such features can be relapsing and remitting. Sometimes what happens, a person suffers from mental disorder. Sometimes he get recover, sometimes he remains stuck in that situation forever. So many disorders have been described, and many mental disorders have been described in the following chapters, like types of mental disorder: personality disorder, anxiety disorders, mood disorders, psychotic disorders. What are they? Now we are dealing with mental disorders. So mental disorders can be paranoid, can be antisocial, can related to anxiety, can related to mood. So these comes under mental disorders. So these mental disorders is further classified according to the personality of an individual. Like number 1, paranoid personality disorder. Paranoid means what can we say? शक मिजाज का इंसान. Paranoid personality disorder. And antisocial, those who don't want to engage in the society, they are antisocial. So these two kind of personality disorders, those that is paranoid personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder, these comes under personality disorder, because these two indicate the personality of a person. A person can be paranoid, a person can be antisocial. So what this antisocial adverb and this paranoid describes what? Personality of a person. Now when we talk about anxiety, there are many anxiety issues also, but now we are discussing about personality disorder. So antisocial. Antisocial means the person who always remain in conflict with society. They are incapable of loyalty, they are very selfish, irresponsible, and unable to feel guilt or learn from experience. They are unable to feel guilt. Never ever. They will never accept their guilt at any cost in any situation. So, we talked about the personality disorder. Personality disorder is of two types. One is paranoid, another one is antisocial. Paranoid, those who having the tendency to blame others, give self importance to himself or herself, and another one is antisocial, those who have conflict with society and give self importance and capacity, unable to accept the loyalty. And these antisocial personality behavior sometimes lead to criminality. Now let's talk about anxiety disorders. As the name suggests, anxiety, when we go to any function or anywhere where the big grand ceremony is going on, sometimes we feel nervous. How can we face the scenario? How? So this is actually nothing but anxiety. So some people face anxieties, but there is a scale, there is a Richter scale, means the value, means the number indicates whether he or she is normal or he or she is deviated from the normal. So let's talk about anxiety disorder. Anxiety disorder is classified into generalized anxiety disorders and post traumatic stress disorder. General Actually, the name is so long, so we can make it short. Anxiety disorder. One can be generalized type of anxiety, and one can be post traumatic. Is full of trauma. Stress disorder. So, generalized anxiety disorder. The person who is having generalized anxiety disorder, he faces or she faces worry about everyday life events with no obvious reason to worry. They feel very nervous, they feel very anxious about anything, whatever is going on. He or she feels anxious. The person who is facing generalized anxiety disorder. Another one is post traumatic stress disorder. Sometimes what happened, an accident occur in an event. For example, I'm giving an example to make it simple. For example, an accident occur in a big event like the death of Mahatma Gandhi. There was a huge crowd, or the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. There was a huge crowd. General Dyer shoot everyone. Maybe one or two person saved from that event and died later on. So, post traumatic stress disorder describes that sometimes a person cannot able to recover himself or herself from that bad event. He or she gets stuck in that situation and unable to recover from that situation. So that situation, that disorder is called post traumatic stress disorder. Means there is a trauma, but the trauma occur after some big event happened. Now let's talk about mood disorders, which is very common. Mood disorder. Mood disorders can be unipolar. Mood disorders can be bipolar. Unipolar depressive disorder, in which the person experiences only depressive episodes. Mood disorder is of two types. One is unipolar, another one is bipolar. In unipolar, the person experiences only depressive events, but in bipolar, the person experiences both manic and depressive events. Experiences both manic and depressive events. Now, let's talk about psychotic disorders. Psychotic disorders. Psychotic disorder is a disorder in which there is withdrawal from the norm, withdrawal from the society. He or she makes her own imaginary society. Psychotic disorders. Schizophrenia is a psychotic disorder. It occurs in people from all culture and from all walks of life. This disorder is characterized by an array of diverse symptoms, including extreme oddities, perceptions, thinking, action, sense of self, and manners of relating to other, hallucination, delusion, disorganized speech and behavior, or flat affect. Now, we are discussing about psychotic disorders. So schizophrenia is a psychotic disorder in which what happened, person is actually no more that real person. It can occur, it attack, this disorder can occur in any person. And when this schizophrenia occur, the person feels feel extreme oddities feel extreme perceptions, thinking, action, sense of self, and manner of relating to other, hallucination, delusion, disorganized speech, and behavior or flat effect. Means the person feels extreme oddities. He can hear the horn, he can hear the sound of birds, he can hear the sound of motor vehicle, anything, means extreme oddities. He or she is in extreme situation. Forensic psychology. Forensic psychology is actually a bridge between psychology and law. It is the application of psychological principles. Means in this what happened, we apply the psychological principles to solve the legal cases. Like in case of child abuse, child custody disputes, or when there is a criminal who suffers from any kind of mental disorder, this forensic psychology came to solve that particular case, in which he can give opinion. According to section 45 of Indian Evidence Act, a person who is a person who is very who has so much knowledge about that particular field can give opinion in front of a judge according to section 45 of Indian Evidence Act. Role of forensic psychologists. They gave advices to judges regarding sentencing, psychological testing, sometimes psychological testing and evaluation, divorce and child case custody, to check competency of criminal to stand trial, conduct therapies. Means what happens in case of forensic psychologists, they see the child who has no parent, or understand the kid who may have performed an crime, but he or she is minor. In that case, forensic psychologist came and gave therapies to them, and slowly that person becomes smarter and smarter and come to normal line. He crosses the abnormality and come to lead the normal lifestyle. And this forensic, it comes from the word forensis. Actually it is a Latin word which means forum, means a marketplace. So in earlier period, the cases solved in Rome in a different manner. Means both parties came, both gave their advices, and those who shouted the most become the king. The case goes to that party. So this forensic word is also taken from that Latin forensis. But actually forensic science is a, what I say, it is a bridge between what? Between law and scientific instruments, because in forensic science so many scientific instruments used like the ICP, scanning electron microscope, polarizing microscope, etc. Thank you. Friends, this is all about today. If you like the video, then please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Jai Hind.